Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you've lived all of this before. Every pain, every battle, every loss. That's exactly what happens to Tanjiro. After his final fight against Muzan, just as his consciousness fades, Tanjiro opens his eyes again. Only this time, he's not lying in the rubble of the Infinity Castle. He's back home. The smell of burning wood, the sound of his siblings laughing outside, and his father alive. At first, Tanjiro thinks it's a dream. Maybe a blood demon art illusion. But the warmth feels real, the air smells real, and when he touches his face, the scar is gone. Slowly, realization hits him. Somehow, he's been sent back in time to his childhood, with all of his memories still intact. Tears fill his eyes as he hugs his younger siblings. He, Takeo, Hanako, Shigeru, Rokuta. For the first time in what feels like decades, they're safe. But deep inside, Tanjiro knows what's coming. The night Muzan arrives. This time, he swears he'll change it all. He begins training early, practicing his father's dance, the Hino Kami Kagura, with an intensity that shocks even his dad. He remembers every form, every breath, every battle. But in this life, his body is still young, fragile. He realizes quickly that even though he remembers the techniques, mastering them again will take time. So every morning before dawn, while others sleep, Tanjiro trains. His small frame struggles to keep up with the breathing patterns, but little by little, he improves. By the age of 10, he already surpasses most grown men in strength and endurance. But fate doesn't change so easily. Despite his new knowledge, his father's illness still takes him. No breathing form, no herb, no medicine can stop it. Tanjiro learns the hardest truth: some things can't be undone. Still, he cherishes every last moment with his father, learning every nuance of the dance of the fire god before saying goodbye. For a time, life seems peaceful. Tanjiro helps his family, smiles with his siblings, pretending the nightmare will never return. But deep down, he knows the night is coming. The night Muzan finds their house. He tries to prepare. He crafts excuses to take everyone into town with him the day before. He sharpens his blade, practices breathing until his lungs burn. He even considers confronting Muzan directly, but he knows better. In his current state, he wouldn't stand a chance. Not yet. So, when the fateful day comes, Tanjiro leads his family away, claiming they'll sell charcoal together. They laugh, unaware that he's really just trying to save them. For a moment, it seems to work. He returns the next morning to find their house intact. Maybe he's finally broken the cycle. But fate is cruel. That same night, Muzan tracks their scent. He finds them. And this time, the destruction spreads far beyond a single cabin. The entire village is attacked. Dozens die. Tanjiro fights with everything he has. He manages to land a hit, but Muzan barely notices him. With a single strike, he sends Tanjiro crashing into a tree, unconscious. When Tanjiro awakens, his family is gone. Only Nezuko remains, breathing, but changed. Tanjiro's scream echoes through the forest. He had a second chance, and still, he wasn't strong enough. Holding Nezuko close, he begins the same journey once more, but this time, he carries the unbearable weight of knowing he already failed once. Tanjiro's second life begins with pain, but not defeat. He may have failed to save everyone, yet he's stronger than before, wiser, and far more determined. Carrying Nezuko through the snowy mountains, he remembers every path, every word, every step from his first life. When Ju Tomioka appears again, blade drawn and ready to strike, Tanjiro doesn't panic. This time, he's faster. He parries the attack with ease, his movement sharper, precise. Ju's eyes widen. This isn't the same frightened boy from before. Tanjiro tells him, "If you kill her, you'll regret it. I've seen her fight for humans. She's still my sister." Ju hesitates. Something about Tanjiro feels older, steadier. For reasons he can't explain, he lowers his sword. The story repeats itself, but with a twist. Tanjiro promises to prove Nezuko's humanity, and Ju lets them go. Together, brother and sister make their way to Urokadaki's home. But this time, Tanjiro isn't there to learn. He's there to remember. Urokadaki sees his potential instantly. The breathing, the discipline, it's all there. But what confuses him most is Tanjiro's instinct. The boy already knows every trap, every test, every word Urokadaki says before he speaks. Still, Tanjiro trains, perfecting his water breathing again, hiding his sun breathing abilities for now. He knows he'll meet Sabito and Makomo, spirits from his past training. This time, when he faces the boulder, it doesn't take him years. It takes weeks. Sabito watches silently. "You've changed," he says. Tanjiro only smiles. "You taught me once before. Thank you." When the final selection begins, Tanjiro already knows the outcome. The forest, the demons, the danger. But this time, the hand demon doesn't even get the chance to speak. With one swift strike, Tanjiro cuts him down, freeing the souls of every child that demon had consumed. Sabito and Makomo can finally rest. Tanjiro passes easily, becoming a demon slayer at a much younger age than before. And now, with years ahead of schedule, he starts reshaping fate. He hunts demons across the mountains, saves families that were doomed before, and stops massacres long before they begin. Word spreads quickly. A young slayer who moves like fire and water, who saves villages before the demons even arrive. Even the Hashira begin to notice. 2 years pass. Nezuko finally awakens from her long sleep. And Tanjiro, now a seasoned warrior in a child's body, is ready. Their first stop? Asakusa. Tanjiro knows Muzan will be there. He remembers every detail, the crowd, the scent, the sudden fear. But this time, he stays in the shadows. He doesn't confront Muzan directly. Instead, he finds Tamayo and Yashiro early, explaining that Muzan's downfall will depend on them. He convinces her to start creating the anti-demon drug years in advance. When the lower moon demons attack, Tanjiro makes quick work of them, not a scratch on him. Muzan senses something is wrong. Somewhere, someone already knows his plan. From there, the story branches again. The drum house, Zenitsu's cries, Inosuke's fury, all familiar, but this time, Tanjiro guides them like an older brother. They win, but no one is seriously hurt. The trio bonds faster, stronger. A team forged by someone who already knows their potential. Then comes Mount Natagomo. In his first life, it was a bloodbath. Countless slayers died. But now, Tanjiro arrives early. He tears through the lesser demons before they even touch the newcomers. When Rue appears, Tanjiro holds back, letting Nezuko awaken her blood demon art again. Only when it flares does he unleash sun breathing, a golden blaze cutting through Rue's threads. The spider family is erased before dawn. No Hashira intervention. No mass casualties. For once, victory feels clean. But fate notices the change. Every life he saves shifts something. Every early victory draws Muzan's attention sooner. The timeline begins to ripple. He can't stop now. After recovering at the Butterfly Mansion, Tanjiro finally stands before the Hashira. This time, he doesn't bow nervously. He meets each of them with calm confidence. When Sanemi tries to attack Nezuko, Tanjiro blocks every strike, perfectly matching the wind Hashira's speed. It shocks the entire court. Kagaya Ubuyashiki watches quietly. He doesn't just see a talented slayer. He sees a boy touched by something greater, by destiny itself. Kagaya declares, Tanjiro Kamadu will be one of us soon. A promise. A prophecy. And as their next mission looms, the Mugen train, Tanjiro knows exactly what he must do. In his first life, Rengoku died that night. This time, he won't let it happen. Rengoku's laugh still burns bright in Tanjiro's memory, loud, fearless, alive. But in this life, that fire will not fade. The Mugen train feels familiar, the scent of steel, the humming rails, the quiet before chaos. Zenitsu snores softly, Inosuke challenges a seat cushion, and Nezuko peeks curiously from her box. Tanjiro smiles. For a moment, everything feels peaceful, but he knows what's coming. Enmu's presence slithers across the train like a shadow. The demon dreams of despair. But Tanjiro doesn't wait for the nightmare. As soon as Enmu appears, Tanjiro draws his sword, sun breathing blazing like dawn. The demon barely understands what's happening before his head is gone. For a heartbeat, Tanjiro thinks he's won. Then, the ground trembles. Enmu fuses with the train, twisting steel and screams. Everyone, protect the passengers. Tanjiro and Rengoku move as one. Zenitsu's lightning splits through the cars. Inosuke charges headfirst. Nezuko burns through the demon's flesh. Together, They free every soul trapped in the dream. When the train finally derails, Tanjiro's chest tightens. He knows what's next. The forest quiets. And then, Akaza steps from the shadows. The upper moon's eyes glimmer with excitement. You're strong. Become a demon, and you'll grow stronger still. Rengoku smiles, blade ignited. The flame burns brightest in those who stand for others. This time, Tanjiro doesn't watch helplessly. He leaps into battle beside the flame Hashira, their breathing synchronized, flame and sun, two fires intertwined. Every clash shakes the ground, sparks tearing through the night. Zenitsu and Inosuke try to help, but Akaza's fury is beyond anything they've faced. Rengoku's blade blazes in arcs of gold, while Tanjiro channels every ounce of strength he has. His mark flares. His sword glows red. Akaza realizes this isn't the same boy from another world. When the upper moon tries to flee, Tanjiro steadies his breath. The world slows. He throws his sword, and this time, it doesn't miss. The blade pierces Akaza's neck. The demon's body crumbles in disbelief, vanishing before the rising sun. Rengoku lives. For the first time, the timeline bends. A death undone. News spreads like wildfire. A young slayer and the flame Hashira killed an upper moon together. The core celebrates, hope rekindled. Kagaya himself calls Tanjiro the son of light. But hope has a cost. Muzan feels the disturbance. The boy who was supposed to fail has begun rewriting fate. Soon after, Tanjiro and his friends join Tenjin Uzui in the entertainment district. With his knowledge of the future, Tanjiro leads them straight to Daki and Jotaro. The battle is brutal, but swift. Nezuko's flames purify the poisoned air. Tanjiro's sun breathing melts Jotaro's threads. When dawn comes, all the slayers live, and Tenjin keeps his arm. Rengoku and Uzui, both alive. Two futures saved. Kagaya gathers the Hashira. For the first time, they all look not to the past, but to the boy standing among them. He grants Tanjiro the title of Son Hashira. Tanjiro accepts, not with pride, but with a quiet vow. No more graves. Sun the new dawn. The swordsmith village plays out differently too. Tanjiro meets Michiro earlier, guiding him toward unlocking his mark. When the demons attack, Tanjiro doesn't hesitate. He finds Hantengu's true body immediately, slicing through it before it can split again. Mitsuri arrives only to see victory, not blood. And when Nezuko steps into the sunlight, she doesn't burn. Tanjiro falls to his knees, tears mixing with laughter. The curse is broken, but Muzan feels it, the fear, the walls of destiny closing in. He knows now, Tanjiro Kamado is no longer just a boy. He's the balance that can end him. Japanese castle, the Infinity Castle. Night falls. The air shatters. Muzan strikes first. Kagaya's mansion explodes in light and fire. Yet even this sacrifice unfolds differently. Kagaya's plan works. The Infinity Castle opens, and this time, the Hashira are ready. All of them. Rengoku and Uzui join Ju, Sanemi, Mitsuri, Michiro, Abanai. Even Zenitsu and Inosuke fight beside them. Tanjiro leads, eyes burning with purpose. They split across the endless halls. Shinobu still faces Doma, but this time, help arrives sooner. Tanjiro and Inosuke cut through Doma's defense, and the demon finally crumbles without claiming another Hashira's life. Kokoshibo's laughter echoes across the castle, but when 6 Hashira descend upon him, flames, wind, mist, love, serpent, and sun, the ancient monster finally falls. For a moment, even he smiles. Yorichi, you found your successor. And then, silence. One by one, the upper moons fall. Now, only Muzan remains. Sunrise, the last sunrise. The final battle rages through collapsing walls of blood and flesh. Muzan moves like thunder. His strikes tear through air, earth, bone. Every slayer bleeds, but none fall. Rengoku loses an arm, Abanai a leg, Sanemi nearly his life, yet none give in. They fight in rhythm, their breaths one. Tanjiro's sword burns brighter than ever. Each slash recalls a memory. Sabito's words, Nezuko's smile, Rengoku's fire. Muzan sneers, desperate. How do you know my moves? Tanjiro answers quietly. Because I've lived this before. As dawn creeps across the horizon, the Hashira clear a path. Tanjiro charges, his blade glowing crimson. He calls upon the full dance of the sun, 12 forms in one unbroken motion. Muzan screams as light floods the castle. He tries to escape, but Tanjiro's strike severs him from his fate. The first demon burns beneath the rising sun. No reincarnation, no curse, just peace. For the first time in 2 lifetimes, Tanjiro breathes, not for battle, but for life.